Hey, how we doing, guys? I wanted to come on here and share a personal testimony of mine that happened. And when something like this happens, you don't tend to forget it. But to give you a little context, and I'll try to keep it as short as I can. I had two great parents coming up. Couldn't ask for better mom and dad. They took me to church all the time. All the time. Um, Doing revivals here and there. I mean, I was raised up in it, and and as you get older, I don't know about y'all, but this is what started it all. Okay, this happened January the 8th, 2021, at 1:35 a.m. in the morning, and I was 36 at the time when this happened. I'm 41 now, so I've held this in the whole entire time. Haven't told many, people, except for like immediate family and stuff. But I was just going through something, and I wanted to know for 100% certainty if God was real. Because as a kid, you hear about Santa Claus, the Easter Bunny, and all this stuff, and then you find out later on, you know, cover your children's ear that none of that is real. It's the parents, the Santa Claus thing, and yeah. So I don't know how long it was, but it was. I started about in November. So for January, November, December, so about 3 months, I did something I didn't even know I was aware of I was doing, and that was somewhere in the book of Jeremiah. It says, and I don't know the chapter or the verse, but if you seek Him with your whole heart, you'll find Him. And that's what I was doing. I didn't realize I was doing that, but that's what I was doing. I was seeking Him with my whole heart. And what I mean is, from the time I woke up to the time I went to bed, I was praying. I was Everything was Christian. It was on I had Christian stuff, music, TV. When I would go to bed, I was reading my Bible, and then when I would walk my dogs, I've got two dogs. I've got a field that I walk them in, and this whole time, for however long it was, I'm praying in that field with tears, wanting to know if God is real. I'm praying with tears because I'm 36 at this time. I've lived over half my life, I know already, and I wanted to know, you know, without a doubt. And I wasn't expecting to get an answer, I tell you that, but I did. So to fast forward past all that, I'm seeking Him with all my heart, trying to. I don't know what I was trying to do. I've not been that close to God since. I don't think, and it's hard to get your heart to that point. And it means every word of it. Seek Him with your whole heart. So the only way I can prove this to you guys, for everybody that watches this, is one or two, three ways. Either you have a near death experience, or you seek Him like I did and didn't know I was doing, and maybe something could happen, or you die. That's the only three ways I can prove this. But what happened? Here it goes. I had a terrible, terrible toothache, and I'm talking about the type of toothache that brought tears to your face. I gargled in Coke and put acid on this tooth, and it would just give me a few moments of relief. Eating Oragel like a Tasmanian devil, man. I mean, bags, tube. I had a sack of Oragels, and I was just constantly keeping something on it. So on January the 8th of 2021, after several months of seeking God and wanting to know if He's real, I was laying there that January the 8th at 1:30, we'll say 4, 3, and I was telling God, please just take this toothache away from me. Let me get a few hours of sleep, of peaceful sleep, because this toothache was no joke. And I'm telling you, and ever since this happened to me, I've not even hurt out of the tooth. You know, I just wish y'all could grab how serious I am right now. But then this here we go. Here's what happened. So I'm dying with this toothache, and I asked God, and this is like just a few minutes before what's going to happen to me is about to happen. I said, I'll never ask you again, God, if you're real. Just take this toothache away. Take this pain away so I can get a few moments of sleep. And like you would throw a dart at a balloon and that balloon was pain, the toothache just subsided. And I still haven't had no trouble out of it to this day. It needed to be out of my mouth. It was that bad. But and that ain't the part. That's good. He healed me. That's great. But the moment he healed my toothache, I got one word out of my mouth, and that is or two. I believe. And the minute I said I believe in you, and I'll never ask you again if you're real. I believe. I don't know if you guys. How can I explain how this felt? So you ever been going downhill real fast, and your belly just get tickled, and it tickles your belly. That sensation was happening to me laying in my bed, except for it felt like I fell out of the airplane. Like I'm traveling real fast, and I'm laying on my back, in my bed, just dying. I was just dying a few minutes ago of a toothache. And now, some people, they went to heaven, they went to hell, and stuff like that. I personally don't think I could have took it, because I don't want to see that place, and that's why I'm on here, just to tell y'all. But I don't even know how to. I got the words out. I believe, and it felt like I was falling, like someone just pushed me out of an airplane, and I was falling. And I'm laying on my bed, and I'm feeling this, and I'm flying, and I can't open my eyes. I have no control to open my eyes because of this sensation, this feeling of falling, just falling. And I didn't know at the time what was really going on, but now I do know. And I am telling you, and I'm telling you what, I was falling so fast to the point where it was not funny no more. I remember laughing to myself. I couldn't open my eyes as this is happening. I'm falling. I feel like I'm falling, but I know I'm laying in my bed. How's this happening? And all of a sudden, it's going so fast that if it does not stop, I'm going to explode. It's no longer funny no more. This little tickling feeling I got going on, this falling sensation, it's getting to the point where it's got to stop. I am falling super fast. And the next thing I know, I shot out the ends of my toes. And I'm conscious in this body that just shot out of the ends of my toes. And I am looking down at myself. If I'd have been dead at the age of 36, that's what I would have looked like. And I was just amazed. The whole thing was about maybe 30, 40 seconds. I don't know. I couldn't really put a time on it. But I'm sitting there, and I couldn't tell you what I'm standing on, but I could tell you it was firm, it was flat. I tried to look down to see what I was standing on, because I was just kind of like hovering there looking down at myself sleeping. My body was dead as, like, you would not believe. I thought, oh my God. I wasn't afraid or nothing. I knew I hadn't died. But I was confused as to why I'm outside of my body. I was very confused. And I thought, how did this happen? How did I come out of my body? And all of a sudden, folks, it's like information just downloaded into I'll call my soul body. That's all the way I know to refer to it. It just like your senses, when you leave this body, your senses are so heightened. It's unbelievable. Like I could read a painting from far away and how they'll sign it at the bottom and it's real small. I could read it, buddy, like it was right here. And the smell, all your senses are heightened to a point of Superman and Batman or Spider-Man eat your heart out because I don't know, but I was here. I am just looking down at myself sleeping. I was just in my body hurting with a toothache. He took that toothache pain away, so I guess I could enjoy the ride. I don't know, but and I'm sitting here and I'm looking at myself and I'm taking all this in. I have my mind. My mind is in this body. It's not in the body that left that bed, but it's in this little glow. I was glowing. I looked at my hands. I looked, tried to see what I was standing on, and it was just so. I was just this light. I could not see for the light of me because I was glowing, and I don't know why I was glowing. I didn't even leave my bedroom, but all I did was just look look at myself for several seconds, and then like you had an encyclopedia, just telepathically all this knowledge. Jesus is real. And I said Jesus, and when I did, this light entered my room, and it filled the whole light. I mean, it filled the whole room. The whole room was lit up, and here I am, and I'm screaming the name of Jesus, and I'm wanting to go with Him, and with no control over it at all, I got put back into this body, and I have not forgot that since. No, I didn't go to hell. I didn't see heaven. All I know is if I have that little soul man in me, then each and every one of y'all do too. And I can't prove this, like I said, unless you have a near-death experience or, God forbid, you pass. Then you'll know how. You'll have your mind too, and you'll be like, that feller told me that this would happen. When I die, you pop out your body. I don't know where you go or what happens from there because I didn't leave my room, and I had a knowing that it was not my time. I just knew. I knew I had to go back in this body whether I wanted to or not because it was not my time. I knew that, and that light that filled the room up. He let me float and just look at myself and put together. It took me a few seconds because I was just to get over the shock of being out of your body. And so here I am. I have this experience, what I just told y'all. And I'm getting on YouTube and I am looking up heaven and hell testimonies and all this stuff. And I hear other people that have come out of their body. They come out of their body. I'm thinking, I mean, all I know is to tell you is to be right with God. And this life is not it. It's not it. It don't end here. It does not end here. It does not. Death is a new beginning. I don't fear death no more after having this experience as much as I used to, because I know that we're going to live on after this. It don't end in a slow ride in a hearse. It don't end with random people at different random ages just dying for, there's a purpose for each and every one of us. And what that is, I don't know, but all I know is when I die, you die, you're going to pop out of this body. And either the good Lord, I guess, will take you, or an angel, or something demonic. I don't know. I don't know what happens at death. But all I do know is that we have a soul. And I was in mine looking at a lifeless hunk of meat laying there on that bed. I mean, as if I were laying in a casket. That's what I would have looked like. I mean, I don't know. I hope I conveyed this as best I could. I don't want to keep you long, and it's already 14 minutes, so I'm going to hurry up and get off here. But I wanted to share that. If I never put another video on here about anything, Just know, man. I don't know, and I can't explain it all to you, and I can't, and I don't understand it all. He didn't. He said we didn't have to understand it. Just believe. Believe he's the Son of God, and God raised him from the dead, and he's alive, and he's coming back. And you do that, and put your faith in him and what he did on the cross, because the only time we have a chance at forgiveness is here on this side of the veil, and it's amazing because we live on forever. Because I had a new knowing that this is my soul body. This guy lives on forever. This is what's keeping my human body alive and functioning on a day-to-day basis. Without this, it's just a dead piece of meat. But anyway, I hope someone can get something out of this. And like I say, when something happens, you have your memory at the time of death. And my dogs are acting up, about to bark probably. But I won't keep y'all long. Just remember, there's a soul inside of each and every one of you. I have one. You guys have one. And, I don't know about y'all, but I do not. I couldn't take hell. I wouldn't be able to take it. My nerves couldn't handle it. I'd have anxiety out the roof. I've listened to them testimonies, and they're, all of them, either God is real. I can't express that enough, and I know this, and I know it for a fact. That's why. Shut up. But anyway, pardon that. Just get right with God, folks, if you're not, and just ask Him to come in and help you from day to day. That's what I'm doing, and I try to take it day by day. But I thank y'all for your patience and all your support on here. And I just wanted to share my testimony. And I love each and every one of you. And, there's a soul in you. And at your death, that soul will leave your body. That's what makes your body lifeless, when it leaves. And I was just amazed that I was in mine. And I'm here to tell you about it. And you don't have to believe me. That's your call. But don't say that I just want a record. Because God gave me this for a reason. And for me to keep it to myself is selfish. I wished I would have got to see heaven and took a little trip with him. But I didn't. I just was outside of my body looking down at my dead self. Because it was dead at the time. I was out of my body for at least 40 seconds. And he showed me he was real. And I put all of my heart in it, wanting to know. And that's how I know it happened to me. I have a soul, and you guys have a soul. And God wants your soul. And there's a spiritual battle right now for your soul and mine. So, anyway, I wanted to tell that to you. And I'll try to be putting some more songs on here shortly. I need help with my equipment. If someone knows how, that's into the technology stuff. I've got my guitar coming out of one side, and I've got my voice coming out of one side. So I know I'm not putting out like clean, good content. I don't have a big old camera. I'm looking at you through a laptop. So apologize, it's not 4K. But anyway, y'all have a good day, and just remember, there's more to life than what meets the eye. Y'all have a good day. God bless.